Lord Nasher, forgive us. She said it could not wait.
It is a matter of some urgency, and there is little time. My lord, I come to you with...
You will bow to Lord Nasher.
Of course. I meant no disrespect, my lord.
What brings you here, Torio? If there is some new dispute with Luskan, speak with the Trade Guild first, then...
Oh no, my lord. This matter concerns Neverwinter. There is a murderer loose in your city.
Murderer? And whom has this murderer killed?
An entire village lies dead, my lord.
Naval, have our scouts reported anything about...
The village was slaughtered, and now the murderer hides here within your walls. You must initiate a search at once.
Only one of us wears a crown. Yet you dare to give me orders within my halls? I will do nothing until I confirm this village's destruction. Then, if I see fit, I will act. Do not test me on this.
Whatever pleases you, my lord. But I would act quickly, lest the murderer slip through your fingers. If that were to happen, I have no doubt there would be serious repercussions. I do not need to remind you of the extradition treaty.
By every god and his mother, what a fool I was to ever sign anything bearing Luskan's seal.
I can have Torio detained, Lord Nasher.
No, she would not be so bold if there were not something to her claims. Dispatch scouts, Naval, and order the watch to search the city. I think it would be in our interest to find the killer before Luskan does.
If I may, my lord, I have someone well suited to aid in our search. An agent of ours, Sand. I think that he can help us find our true murderer, no matter how deep Luskan tries to hide him.
Sand? I recall that one. I thought he was our eyes, but not by choice.
In this matter, my lord, we may trust him implicitly. He takes a certain pleasure in bringing Luskan truths to light.
Very well. See to it, Naval, and make haste.
There you are. I am here because Luskan has accused you of murder. An entire village, no less. Have you heard of Ember? I've scraped things from my boot that I respect more than Luskan. But unless we find some means of clearing you of these charges, we will have to surrender you to them. We've signed a treaty with Luskan. They have the right to dispense low justice for any crimes committed on their soil. But I'm not turning over a loyal member of the Watch to some Luskan dog on this day or any other. Your guilt is preordained in a Luskan court. If you were a lord, knight, or even a squire, however, then matters would be different. You would be subject to high justice, and your trial would take place here in Neverwinter before Lord Nasher. I need you to go see Sir Grayson, one of Lord Nasher's most trusted knights, and become his squire. I may also send a friend of mine to assist you. He has proven invaluable in such cases in the past. Mind you, the matter must still go to trial, and if you cannot prove your innocence, then you will face execution. For now, let us deal with what we can. See Sir Grayson at once at Captain Berlena's office. Pledging yourself to Neverwinter's service will give us time to counter these Luskan lies, and until you answer for these charges, the gates of the city will be barred to you. Seek out Grayson, but do not leave the city.
No way in the hells will I let those Luskans get their hands on you.
But there's still something we can do, right? Even Naval said as much. All you have to do is pledge yourself to one of the knights and Luskan can't touch you.
And we're innocent, besides. I mean, the slaughter of an entire village? That's going too far, even by Luskan standards.
Is it? If you have something Luskan wants, they'd kill an entire city for it. They don't care. They attacked Neverwinter once, and even now they're sending fleets to attack Ruithim. Give them an excuse and you'll soon find Luskan blades at your gate.
Duncan, looks like we have a guest.
Oh, as if the day couldn't get any worse. What do you want, Sand?
I am here to help you. And your kin, actually.
Oh, really? And what's the price? If it's more than a half copper, you can see yourself out.
No, I seem to have been given an ultimatum, in fact. I have heard of your troubles with Luskin.
Word travels fast.
Know that if you are sent to Luskin, you will be killed. I realize you may find my sincerity difficult to believe, but allow me to act on your behalf. There are laws, and there is right and wrong. Although you may choose to live your life somewhere in between, I do not believe you are guilty of this. And if they should get a hold of you, you will be killed. I believe people should answer for their crimes, but it must be just. Well, at best, they will put you on trial, or what seems to be one, then execute you. At worst, they will dispense with the courtroom mockery and execute you as soon as you step within the gate. And when I say execute, do not think it will be one clean chop of a headman's axe. Luskins have all sorts of inventive ways for executing prisoners that is best not to describe on a full stomach.
Sure. After all, a hedge wizard can't make things any worse. Maybe all that digging through books might prove useful.
If we need to burn down Luskin, then perhaps we shall seek you, Quara, but your ignorance will cause more damage here than you know. Luskin is not ruled by men, it is ruled by magic, by the masters of the towers, and if they have decided that you are to be delivered to them, then...
So, let them try.
Whatever spark of magic you think you have, you idiot girl, they will bleed from you by demon, spell, and curse until even your father won't be able to save you. And I suspect that what they seek may have consequence beyond you, beyond me, for much of the realms. Fortunately, becoming a squire is enough for our needs, and I believe you have already been told about someone who can help you, Sir Grayson, yes? Let me join with you. I have considerable experience with these matters, and foiling Luskin plots is something I relish.
Is there something you need? The Mare is no longer a place I know well, and where it once teemed with life, now it has fallen silent. Something stirs there, but I know not what. It was not always the case. I have spent many years in its depths, learning its ways, and there was much to learn, always. It's a tale for another time, and there are more pressing concerns. Perhaps in time we may discuss it further. What did you wish to know? The Mare is no longer a place I know well. Something has built a black wall, something beyond which none of the circle could pass, even with the secret ways. All it touches dies, and it is slowly growing, advancing from the heart of the Mare and driving life before it. And without life, without the land to aid us, one without the means to cross that wall is threatened to be consumed by it. Such things are not born of the land. It is a blight, a presence from somewhere else that strikes at Faerun, perhaps only by reaching beyond the land, into the libraries and tomes written on the skin of the trees and beasts, can such mysteries be made clear. What did you wish to know? It is not a dwarvish or elvish word, but I have heard some of the creatures who pursue you speak that phrase, like a title or a curse.
Yeah, something you need. No, and neither should you. You're from West Harbor. Duncan told me what happened. The Gith show up, and you killed them. And you know what? There'd be a lot less misery in the world if everyone followed that simple rule. Either stand up and fight, or be prepared to suffer. Do they? Maybe when you don't let people stand up for themselves, you end up hurting them worse than if you let them take a few wounds. What would have happened if you never fought for anything? Why, you wouldn't have come all this way. Seems to me there's a strength in that, something you can learn from. And so could those fool villagers in Ember. Go ahead, but don't expect any answers. Big, dangerous swamp. Not much else to tell. Lots of battles fought there, lots of corpses lying under the water. Easy to get lost in, but you probably know that from West Harbor, right? Duncan said something about it. Said your village got attacked. Drove you to Neverwinter. Trust me, whatever happened in your village, probably a lot easier to deal with than coming to Neverwinter. But you harbormen, you're a pretty tough bunch. To be driven out of there must have been something pretty scary. Go ahead, but don't expect any answers. Well, it's because tracking and hunting help put things in perspective. Out in the wild, well, the whole predator-prey relationship is a little more honest. Because you can't always find cheap ale in the wilderness or duskwood. That's why. I've been on both sides, prey and predator. And if you think you're a predator, you're usually wrong. You're always someone's prey. Don't know. Maybe someone, maybe no one. But chances are I'll find out someday, unless I find them first. Go ahead, but don't expect any answers. The trial. A Luskan trick, probably still angry with you for driving away their agents in Neverwinter. Yeah, Duncan told me about that too. Duncan sure does. Not a good one for keeping secrets, but he's always quick to call a debt when he wants. Are you seriously asking me, or just making conversation? Because it seems to me a law-abiding fellow like yourself might just be asking for the sake of asking. And trust me, I'll respect you a lot more if you admit it now than hear my advice and ignore it. True enough. I'm not one for following what everyone tells me, either. I think you should skip this whole trial and just try to kill the ambassador. That'll send a nice message to them about what you think of justice. What a surprise. Don't bother asking my advice on matters like that again. You'll just waste both our time. Still, if you don't want to waste time in court, of course, you could always try to bed the ambassador as well. I don't think she's getting it from anywhere else. Failing that, I suppose you could follow the procedures and try to find proof of their claim. But that's only worth it if you can hurt Luskan in the process. But do what you want. I could care less. Go ahead, but don't expect any answers. Luskans, don't give it much thought. Most of them aren't human beings anyway. They usually give up any shred of morality or dignity as part of the toll at the front gate. Because they deserve it? At least in Neverwinter the soldiers and thieves operate with some shred of purpose or morality. Luskan. It's not even worth hating them. Look, enough about Luskans. They aren't worth talking about. Go ahead, but don't expect any answers. No. Is it a phrase or a name? Sure doesn't sound like any Sword Coast town I've heard of. That's what those Gith called you, right? I assumed it was some curse like Halfwit or Dung Dweller or something like that. Already have. Now, is that it? Or do you have more to ask?
Something you need? Go? They didn't seem to hear a word I was saying. I told them I was there to learn how to fight, and they just threw back words in my face, then they got all quiet on me. I almost thought I might have to smash a few skulls to get my point across, but they weren't listening. I even shouted a few times, and after that, they just got silent. You humans have got some things to learn about dwarf home courtesy. They were just being stubborn and selfish, not worth my time. It makes no sense. It's wordplay, riddles. Well, it just seems like dodging a fight is, well, cowardly, goblin-like. whatever you say. I don't hold to that belief. I don't. Huh? Like who? Well, that frail lass is one of the copper elves. Wood elves. They're a stone's throw more tolerable than some of the other kin, but she's still an elf. Their kind stood with the shield dwarves in the north, so I'll stand by her if need be. She needs to comb her hair, though, and put a little meat on that slim belly of hers. You'd think she was trying to be a tavern dancer with a belly like that. Huh, makes my stomach churn. Huh? Not a bad idea.
Blessings of Tyr be upon you. Sir Naval has told me of your predicament, and it so happens that I have need of a squire. This is unusual, to say the least. Usually prospective squires spend months, even years, proving themselves before they are permitted to enter the nobility. But Captain Brelena and Sir Naval both vouch for your character and your ability, and I have heard of your exploits in the city as well. Still, count yourself lucky to avoid years of caring for my horse and scouring the rust from my arms and armor. Your need is great, so I'll take you as my charge. Not quite so simple as that, but years of service will be passed over in your case. I am Sir Grayson Corrit. My sword is sworn to Nasher, Neverwinter, and Tyr, and it falls to me to teach you chivalry, so that you will not dishonor me overmuch as your knight. The Brotherhood of Knights is one bound by the ideals of chivalry and honor. Without honor, a knight is nothing more than an animal with a sword. To be a knight is to lead a life of duty and responsibility. We are bound by a code that prescribes our every action, to be brave and valorous in battle against your enemies, to show no fear in their presence, to be just and righteous, to embody and uphold the laws of your lord and land, to be respectful to your enemies and kind to your fellows, to protect the weak and those who cannot defend themselves. All squires have these rules impressed upon them by rote and lash, but I suspect that you are mature enough to take the lesson without the cuffing. Knowing the code of conduct is important for a knight or squire, but living by that code is paramount. To be a knight is also to live a life of service to your lord and realm. You will be expected to perform certain duties for the crown. Given your unique circumstance, these duties will be waiting for you after the trial. However, there is one observance that cannot be postponed: the vigil. Your vigil is a time for reflection and contemplation. It is a sacred tradition. All who would become squires spend a night in the solace glade. You must spend the night alone, of course. Most choose to reflect on their vows or to ask the blessing of their gods. On the next morning, I will welcome you into our brotherhood. Come then, I will lead you to the solace glade.
Quora yet lives. You swore to me the Hostour would handle this.
We did, and we shall. I merely wished you to be here when the ritual took place, so you can see it for yourself. Have you brought what I asked?
Yes. Here is a hair from one of the pillows she slept on at the academy, and here is a thread from one of her robes she left behind as well.
Excellent. Yes, these will do. I can begin at once. But I shall also need a drop of blood from you to power this ritual.
My blood? Why?
Only from the blood of one strengthened by justice can justice be done.
Very well, but this stinks of necromancy.
Nothing of the sort. Necromancy is so obvious. No subtlety. This is something much different. I am calling an elemental, fueled by Quora herself. A reflection, if you will. Drawing from the same fire, the same blood. I think she will find this Animus Elemental more than a match for her.
When will it be sent after her?
Patience, my lord. Where she walks, this elemental shall soon find its way there.
Every knight and squire of Neverwinter has touched this sacred ground. To Helm, To Tempest, to Torm, and to Tyr have prayers been given. Think on that. Think on the fellowship you wish to join. Perhaps clear your mind and think of nothing. I will return in the morning, and you will greet the new day as my squire. Indeed, I take my leave of you and your thoughts.
Are you here? I can barely see anything out here. Look, the way trouble follows you, there's no way I'd let you come out here alone. You really are quite the wit. It's a wonder Nasher didn't make you a jester instead of a squire, but that would ruin Grobnar's chances. Trust me, I see enough of you as it is. And as much as Eleni may like the way you smell, I don't. Problem? No. But she sure does watch you a lot. It's kind of strange. It's like no one else exists except you sometimes. Or maybe she thinks she's your keeper or something. I don't know. It's really not my business. You really believe this stuff, don't you? Maybe I was wrong about knights. Well, I'm training just like you are. My mentor told me to follow his lead, so here I am. If you think I'm leaving now, think again. Anyway, I doubt I could find my way back to Neverwinter in the dark. Plus, I wanted to see if any of the gods would want to inflict further punishment on you. Hey, did you hear something?
I didn't expect the girl to be here. We'll spare her the grief of crying over your corpse and kill her as well.
I'm right here, you know. Why don't you try?
We're the ones who've been sent to kill you, Squire. Try not to die too quietly.
Talk about a poor name choice. Those men came out of nowhere. Don't you ever spend one night in peace? I believe that. Hey, the leader there. He's got a ring on his finger. It's a circle with teeth or spikes. Could be, I suppose. It's hard to tell with all the blood. Here, you take the ring. I don't want to hold on to it. Look, maybe I better slip away before your knight returns. I don't want you getting into any trouble. Sure. Actually, in some ways, it was kind of fun. Good luck. And hopefully when we see each other again, you'll be Neverwinter's newest squire.
What happened? No doubt they caught wind of our plan and saw this as their last chance to judge you as they wished. Either way, their efforts have failed, and that is all that matters. I take you as my squire and bind you to the service of the throne of Neverwinter. This title also admits you into the nobility. For truly, there can be no charge nobler than protecting one's home from those who would threaten it. Come, Nasher should be informed of your change in station.
Ah, Sir Grayson. A pleasure to see you.
It is my honor to serve, my lord.
What brings you here? You look troubled.
My lord, it has come to my attention that this man stands accused of murder and is to be given over to Luskan for trial.
What you have heard is true. Is that why you are here?
I am here because this man is my squire and must be tried by your hand and the will of the gods alone.
What is this nonsense? This knight has no squire.
I would choose your words carefully, Ambassador, lest I think you are accusing one of my knights of speaking lies.
I only hear the words of a man shielding a murderer.
Then let the accused speak. What say you? Does my knight speak truly? Are you his squire? Then it is true. That means this squire will be tried here, Ambassador, not within Luskan's walls.
There is no justice in this, but I was a fool to expect justice in Neverwinter.
Seeing that gloating smile strip from her face pleases me more than you will know. But this has bought only a little more time. Time we cannot afford to waste. We must find the truth of what happened at Ember, and quickly. But you cannot do so here. You have my leave to depart Neverwinter. provided you give your word to return for the trial. Travel to Port Last. Someone there can guide you to Ember. Then return with whatever you can that will prove your innocence.
It would be wise to speak to Hieromos in Port Last. He is said to be a fair man and vigilant of his people and the lands around. We'll see.
You are to be congratulated on joining the service of Neverwinter and its knights. Serve Neverwinter, and it will serve you. For now, go to Port Last. It should be marked upon your map. Once there, see about visiting Ember as well. Keep your resolve. I am confident you will expose the truth of this matter soon enough, and after this trial, I will have more duties for you.
See if you can top this one, love.
That's all you got? Watch this!
And what do you call that then, love? Ode to an angry banshee giving birth?
Yeah, well, what was your song? Ode to a lute player who's not that good? I really must be off. It's getting late, and my mom... No, I mean my wife. My wife will be looking for me. Yes, excuse me.
Well, ladies and gents, I don't know what to tell you exactly. You were promised a battle of bards, instead you've had a massacre of instruments. And here I thought the 12th challenger might have something different to offer. Come now! Surely one of you out there has got himself a lute and a mind to step up and have a go with Cain Lethalon? Step right up then. Just remember to go easy on poor old Cain. Never had one bit of training my whole life. What's this? Come to challenge Cain, have you, love? Right. Here are the rules then. Very simple. I play a tune, you play it back. Get it right, I have to play it again, defending my honour, so to speak. If I succeed, it's a draw. If I fail, you win the round. After 4 rounds, the crowd picks me as their beloved champion, and you go change your trousers before anyone notices the wet spot. Simple. That's the spirit, love. Have your lute ready? Well, this one here's a fine musician, isn't he?
Oh yeah, look at me. I'm gonna beat Cain Lethalon with a Gaffargan imaginary lute. Ooh, look. I don't need a lute. I'll just walk near a baby with my horrible swamp stench and it'll cry me a beautiful symphony.
Here, take this one. Always keep a loner on hand in case another of you lootless loonies comes up here thinking he's the next Cain. Right, let's get on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen of Neverwinter, are you ready?
I love you, Cain!
See how you like this one for starters. Your turn, love. Take all the time you need, no pressure. Just all of Neverwinter's well-to-dos watching your every move. Can't have me shown up in front of my own crowd, now can we, mate? Sorry to say, but you're gonna have a much harder time with this next one. Uh-oh, love. Really liked that one, didn't they? All right, time to get serious now. Not fair of me to toy with you, is it? Right. I'm not playing down to your level any longer. Shh. Did you hear that? I could swear I just heard a noose tightening around your neck. You've had your fun, love, but I'm gonna put an end to this. This is where we separate the master from the upstart.
This is the last round. If we're going to win, we're going to need to work even harder than before.
Well, love, I never thought I'd say it, but I've rather enjoyed this. And now that we're almost done, I'd be honored to have your autograph. I mean, the autograph of a musician so bad he made the audience's ears actually cry. Yeah, it's got to be worth something, right? It doesn't matter how well you play, love. I'll always be better. Well, what say, ladies and gents? Am I your man, or is it this thing? Come on, let's have a cheer for good old Cain!
You're going to lose unless you do something, and quick.
Now, who thinks this rather unfortunate person should win? I'll remind you, pity applause will only encourage him. Unthinkable! This amateur, this godforsaken blight on music? No offense, love. Here, take the loot. No, I don't even want it anymore. I'd never have lost to you if it weren't for this. And the third-rate crowd.
Nishka, good to see you again.
Leldon. Something told me you'd be here. Although I didn't think you'd get this far.
My coin. Where is it?
Like I'd tell you. And it's not your coin anymore. After all, you can't seem to hold on to it. Or anything else.
I'll tear the knowledge from you if I have to. I'll get it back. And what you came to steal, little girl, that's mine too.
I'm not scared of you, Leldon. You can't order me around, and you sure as the nine hells can't stop me.
You think so? So be it then. Nishka. You did it. You killed me. Going to be waiting for you. Waiting for you to die.
Like I'm waiting? Just fall over and be quiet, Leldon. You've lost. You've lost everything. I kind of expected some better last words from him. He was always a big talker. Ah, well, let's take what we need and get out of here. Time's wasting.
I'm surprised you have the courage to show your face here. A lot of people here had friends in Ember. If they find out who you are... You're free to conduct your business here, but you'll be watched. If you have questions, ask them now. I'm a busy man. Innocents slaughtered. The village burned to the ground, all done by you. My only regret is that Ember falls under Luskan jurisdiction, not mine. There was a witness to the attack. You were described in great detail. Out of the question. She's been through enough. And besides, you won't like what she has to say. Very well. You may question the witness, but you shall do it in my presence. Bring the girl here.
Yes, Captain.
Chandra? Chandra, is that you? Elaine, you survived. Thank the gods.
Chandra! It was horrible. They butchered everyone.
Elaine, it's all right. Shh. Look, I brought people to help. We'll get to the bottom of this.
You! Chandra, it's him! Why would you bring him here? I saw you murder those people.
No, Elaine, it's not true.
I know what I saw. They had no weapons. Some even surrendered. But he...
That's right, Elaine. We're here to help, all right?
It was trade season, and the shipments into Ember had fallen off. I had decided to trade along the south roads. When I came back to Ember, I heard the screams and saw the smoke. I left my wagon and went into town. That's when I saw the bodies. I saw him kill the quartermaster while he was on his knees, begging for his life.
You saw this man here do the killing blow? And was it just him? And where did he...
Sand!
We don't have all year, girl. Nor do I have the patience when the trail of these killers grows colder.
There were others, but I didn't see them closely. I ran as hard as I could to Port Last, and they took me in. But you did do it.
Or someone that looked the part. There are many magics that can cloak one's appearance, even allow one to change shape.
I know what I saw. I suppose it's possible, but I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I just started running. I guess they didn't notice me.
You were lucky, Or perhaps they let you escape.
You had about a dozen of your friends with you. But I don't recognize anyone with you now.
A dozen, you say? Interesting. Do go on.
Well, no. I believe they were all human.
Well, considering that those two and the gnome account for at least half of us, that might seed some doubt.
More than half in spirit.
Yes, you keep telling yourself that.
But you could have just hired others.
Yes, my dear. But as your hesitation suggests, why would anyone do that when they have trusted allies who would follow one anywhere, despite their common sense? No offense.
I'm sorry to have put you through this, Elaine. Guard, please see that she reaches her quarters safely.
Listen to me. If we can get her to work for us, her story of tears will sway the court in our favor.
Elaine's not some tool, Sand. She's just survived the massacre of her town, which someone caused to get to us.
Girl, if we do not use your friend, the Luskins will, and they will use her testimony to kill our friend here. So, please dispense with your convenient morality. Either we use her or they do.
Good. Glad to hear someone here is making some sense. Leave her alone, Sand. I mean it.
Forget it then. I can't help this matter if you won't heed my counsel. Maybe you will when you're hanging from the gallows, twisting in the wind.
What brings you before me? A Luskin archmage of some power, not someone you want to cross. Like many of the arcane brotherhood, Black Garius aspires to rule, regardless of what harm it may cause.
I think you will find that attitude common among most of the Huss Tower, and Garius in particular.
What worries me is that he may succeed. He's amassing power at a pace I dislike. I suspect his brothers are beginning to grow wary of him. Of course, the Luskins would lay claim to our harbor for their warships. Having secured such a prominent location, they could mount a swift attack on Neverwinter, or Waterdeep for that matter. They talk of a peaceful coexistence, but I know their words to be false. Luskins' difficulties with Ruithim may have come at a fortunate time. As long as Luskin is at war with their island neighbor, they cannot turn their attention elsewhere. I'm no common magistrate with idle time to chatter about village life. I'll be happy to discuss the finer points of Port Last with you when you're no longer a suspected mass murderer. So be it.